Hello friends, let's see the celiac trunk anatomy. The celiac trunk, it is the artery of the foregut, and it is unpaired artery which is going to arise from the ventral aspect of the abdominal aorta. So here in this figure, this is the abdominal aorta, and this stout artery which is going to arise from the ventral aspect of the abdominal aorta, this is the celiac trunk. The celiac trunk is 1.25 centimeter in length, and it is very short and wide artery. It is going to arise from the ventral aspect of the abdominal aorta just below the opening of the aorta into the diaphragm. So here this muscle, it is the diaphragm muscle. The celiac trunk, it is going to arise from the lower border of the T12 vertebrae just below the opening of the aorta into the diaphragm. This celiac trunk, it is sandwiched between the tuber omentale of the pancreas, which is situated at the upper border of the pancreas, and the papillary process of the liver. So here we can appreciate that this is the outline of the pancreas, and here this is the outline of the liver, and here this is the papillary process. This celiac trunk, it is surrounded by the numerous nerves of the celiac plexus. As we already discussed that this celiac trunk is very short and wide artery, it is soon divided into three branches: left gastric artery, common hepatic artery, and splenic artery. So let's see all these branches in a little bit more detail. Now here in this figure we can appreciate this is the stomach, and this one is the spleen, and this is the diaphragm muscle, and here this is the abdominal aorta, and we are going to see this structure. This is the celiac trunk, and from the celiac trunk there are three branches are going to arise. The first one, it is this one, and this is the left gastric artery. This left gastric artery, it is the smallest branch of the celiac trunk, but it has the largest contribution to the stomach. This left gastric artery, it is going to arise from the celiac trunk, and it passes upward and reaches towards the cardiac end of the stomach, and here it is going to arch within the superior gastropancreatic fold, and this artery, it is going to arch around the lesser curvature of the stomach and passes downward and going to anastomose with the right gastric artery, which is a branch of the common hepatic artery. And this left gastric artery, it is going to provide the numerous branches to the stomach, and at the cardiac end of the stomach it also provides few branches towards the esophagus. Now let's see the second branch of the celiac trunk, that is the common hepatic artery. This common hepatic artery, which is the larger branch than that of the left gastric artery, and it passes towards the right side. As this common hepatic artery, it is going to arise from the right side of the celiac trunk. It passes towards the right above the neck and the head of the pancreas, and it reaches up to the free margin of the lesser omentum. So it is situated behind the omental bursa, and before reaching up to the right free margin of the lesser omentum, it provides three branches, and these are the right gastric artery. Second one is the gastroduodenal artery, and occasionally this common hepatic artery, it also provides the superior pancreaticoduodenal artery. And after giving the major two branches, this right gastric artery and gastroduodenal artery, this common hepatic artery, it is continue as the hepatic artery proper. Now let's see all the branches in little bit more detail. The right gastric artery, as it is passes towards the left side and run within the lesser curvature of the stomach within the lesser omentum, and it is going to anastomose with the left gastric artery, which is a branch of the celiac trunk. The gastroduodenal artery, as it is the second branch of the common hepatic artery, it passes towards the lower side and runs behind the first part of the duodenum, and it reaches up to the lower border of the duodenum, and it gives the two branches at their level. One of them, it is the superior pancreaticoduodenal artery when it is not given by the common hepatic artery, and the second branch, which runs within the first two layers of the greater omentum and runs within the greater curvature of the stomach, and this branch, it is called as the right gastroepiploic artery. This gastroepiploic artery, it provides the numerous gastric branches as well as the epiploic branches, and that's why the name is gastroepiploic artery. Epiploic branches, they are going to supply the omentum. Now, after providing these two major branches, this common hepatic artery, it runs within the free margin of the lesser omentum, and it is called as the hepatic artery proper. And this hepatic artery proper, it runs just left to the bile duct, and it will soon divide into two branches, right and the left branch, and going to supply the liver. One more branch called the cystic branch, which is provided usually by the right hepatic artery, and it runs just posterior to the common hepatic ducts and run to the posterior superior side of the cystic duct and going to supply the gallbladder. This cystic artery, it is having the variation course in the different individuals, and it is important surgically. Sometimes this gastroduodenal artery provides one additional branch to the duodenum, and that is called as the supraduodenal artery, which provides blood supply to the upper margin as well as the adjoining surfaces of the proximal part of the first part of duodenum. The supraduodenal artery, it is also called as artery of Wilkie, and it is an end artery. So all these are the branches of the common hepatic artery. Now let's see the third branch of the celiac trunk, and that is the splenic artery, and it is the largest branch of the celiac trunk. So this is celiac trunk, and from there this splenic artery, it passes towards the left side, and it is tortuous in course and passes behind the stomach and reach up to the hilum of the spleen after passing through the lineorenal ligament. It passes just above the body and the tail of the pancreas. So this is the outline of the pancreas. While the splenic artery arises from the celiac trunk, it passes in front of the left crush of the diaphragm, sympathetic trunk, as well as it also passes in front of the left-sided suprarenal gland and the left kidney, and then it reaches up to the hilum of the spleen after passing through the lineorenal ligament. When it reaches up to the hilum of the spleen, the splenic artery, it will penetrate the spleen and it gives 5 or more branches within the spleen. The splenic artery, it is tortuous in nature to allow the expansion of the stomach during meal. The splenic artery, along with the branches to the spleen, it also provides few other branches to the pancreas also, and these are the pancreatic branches which provide from the posterior side of the stomach and reach up to the upper part of the body and the tail of the pancreas. And these pancreatic branches, they supply the most of the part of the organ except head. One of this pancreatic branch, it is larger and it reaches up to the posterior part of the pancreas, and this larger branch, it is called as the arteria pancreatica magna. At the terminal portion of this splenic artery, it provides few short gastric branches which runs along with the gastrosplenic ligament and reaches up to the fundus of the stomach, and it provides the blood supply to the fundus of the stomach. And these short gastric arteries are 3 to 7 in number. At the terminal end of the splenic artery, one more branch it is passes through the gastrosplenic ligament, and these branches are the left gastroepiploic artery, which runs within the first two layers of the greater omentum and going to anastomose with the right gastroepiploic branch of the common hepatic artery. This left gastroepiploic artery provides so many gastric branches which are going to supply the stomach, as well as few omental branches, or we can say epiploic branches, which runs within the greater omentum and going to supply the greater omentum. Sometime one branch that is called as the posterior gastric artery that runs behind the stomach and arises from the main trunk of the splenic artery, and this branch it is called as the posterior gastric artery. This posterior gastric artery it runs within the gastrophrenic ligament. So all these are the branches of the splenic artery. So we have completed the all the branches of the celiac trunk. Hope you understand well. Thanks for watching.